Hey everybody, welcome to Cycle News. Another motorcycle today on test. Today we've just jumped off the brand new 2023 Honda SCL500. SCL500 is part of that lineup with like the CB500F, the X as well, the quasi-adventure toury type deal. 472cc parallel twin motor, one of Honda's most dependable engines ever. Now this bike is a bit of a tribute, shall we say, not a full tribute, but it's a bit of a tribute to the CL72 and CL77s from the early to mid 60s. Now those bikes were the ones that basically spawned the genesis of what became the Baja 1000. So Dave Eakins and Bill Robertson rode the original CL72 down the coast, down to Baja. And yeah, a few years later we had the race. Now, no one's telling you that you got to go out and ride an SCL500 in the Baja 1000. That's nuts. But look, it's a street scrambler. That's what it is. You know, I've got to say, Honda's pretty late to the party with this one. You know, the street scrambler craze, whatever you want to call it, has been around a long time now. I guess you could say it was probably started with early Triumph scramblers, and then, you know, Ducati scrambler and things like that. But in terms of we'll call it the 400cc segment, really, that's kind of what it is, for like 350 to 500, so whatever. The main one that this one's going to go up against is probably the new Triumph 400 Scrambler, which is yet to be released. That's going to come out next year. So look, it's kind of on its own in terms of its competition, really, at this stage. It's pretty basic, let's be honest. Like, you got unadjustable suspension up front, twin shocks at the back. It's more of a styling exercise. You know, it's not a performance bike by any means. It's a really comfy, fun little, just happy little motorcycle. We rode it up in Ventura and had a really good time. You know, it's very much what you see is what you get with this kind of a bike. Now you can customize them as well. There's going to be a lot of people out there that are going to be providing really cool aftermarket parts for them. Honda themselves have done a lot with headlight surrounds and front mud guards and saddlebags and, you know, different foot pegs, all that kind of stuff. So you'll be able to sit there and sort of jazz up your bike, because that's kind of what this thing's all about. It's about making it your own and having a fun little thing to go ride. Now, speaking of which, the ride itself is actually quite good. It's very soft. It's not, as I say, it's not a performance bike. So if you start to really push the limit on this thing, you're going to hit the limit of that suspension real quick, as I found out. But if you just cruise along and just, you know, take it as it comes, then it's going to be a really cool thing. The motor itself is probably it's happiest between 50-60 mile an hour, I guess you could say. Once you start getting above 60-65 mile an hour on the freeway, it does start to get a bit vibey. I guess that's the nature of the parallel twin, the 472cc parallel twin. It does get a little bit sort of buzzy on your hands and things like that. But overall, like the throttle response is lovely. It's a really easy, cruisy thing to ride. And you got 31.1 inch seat height as well, so that's going to fit pretty much everybody. It's really middle of the road now in terms of its seat height. I managed to get on a bike that had a slightly taller seat. It has a 1 inch higher seat, or 1.1 inches. So that made a decent difference for me. Just made a little bit nicer for knees and ankles. But yeah, you can ride it like a dirt bike. Yeah, get out of the seat, ride it like, you know, stand up, you know, like you're cruising down a Baja. It's great for that sort of thing. I spent the majority of the time standing up on it, and I really enjoyed it. But overall, look, it's a great little bike. You know, very, very Honda. What you see is what you get. There's not too many bells and whistles that are involved in it. It's a styling exercise. You know, a great beach cruiser. Something that you just jump on, go to the shops on. That's where this bike's going to shine. You're not going to go and do massive miles on it, at least I don't think you will. It doesn't come with cruise control or any of that sort of stuff. You got pretty puny brakes as well. You know, you've got a single disc 2-piston front caliper. You don't have a lot of stopping power there. You got a single disc caliper at the back. Look, so it's not amazing in terms of its stopping power. It's very budget friendly, I guess you could say. $67.99 is the MSRP. So look, you're not paying a lot for this thing either. It's a well-priced bike, but typical of Honda build quality. It's a good little thing. You know, you'll probably see a few of them out there purely based on that price. You know, getting a bike like that for under $7,000, not bad. And gonna be interesting to see how it goes against something like the Triumph when it comes out next year. Anyway, guys, that was a quick one for us, and we'll see you on the next one. Cheers. See ya.